Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing the book colors tag. This tag was originally created by Books with Dylan, and I was tagged by Liz at Liz Loves Literature. Thank you so much for tagging me, Liz. I never knew that this tag existed until I watched your video, and it's a pretty cool tag. It also helped me realize how many freaking books I have in black and white. So basically the premise of this tag is that you choose a color and then you show books that you have in that color. There's a whole bunch of rules that you have to follow. I don't know them all by heart, so I've got my phone. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. First thing you do is you pick a color, and I chose orange because while I do have a lot more orange books than I thought I did, I don't have quite as many out of all the other colors. And let's face it, if I had chosen like blue or black or white, we would be here all day, and we don't want to do that. Now you have to show all the books that you have in that color. Yeah, so there you go. The next thing that you're supposed to do is separate the books by read and unread. First, I will go with the books that I have read. The first book is The Burn Journals by Brent Runyon. This book I read when I was like 16 or 17. I haven't reread it since I was 17, so it's been a while, but it is an autobiography about a boy who, when he was a teenager, set himself on fire because he was attempting to kill himself, and it follows the aftermath of his recovery, and it's kind of in the same fashion as, like, It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. It's similar in the sense that it deals with a person who is dealing with recovery, is dealing with a lot of issues, and it's really good. The next book that I have read is The Girl Who Played with Fire by Stieg Larsson. This is the second book in the Millennium Trilogy, which is an international kind of murder mystery, and it follows a journalist named Mikael Blomkvist and a crazy awesome genius hacker named Lisbeth Salander. Lisbeth Salander is one of my favorite characters of all time, and this book was just awesome because while the first one is incredible, this book delves deeper into Lisbeth's past and just kind of tells you why she is the way that she is, kind of, to an extent. The next book is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. This book is so insane. It's so crazy. If you have not read a Hunter S. Thompson book, you need to do it. Not everyone is into him and likes him, but I am one of the people that really enjoy his writing. He is a journalist, and he's got like a journalistic kind of style to him, and I can really appreciate that because I study journalism. The next book is Perfume, The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Suskind. This book is so disturbing, but hauntingly beautiful and unique. It follows the story of a man, and he's trying to create the perfect scent, and he is so obsessed with scents because he himself has no body scent at all. It's kind of awesome, you know, no BO, that's awesome. So he becomes obsessed with creating the perfect scent, and what he uses to create these perfumes out of, I'm just gonna tell you, it's people. It's so twisted, but there is something about this book that, again, is just so mesmerizing and seductive, and it's a really good read. It's really interesting, it's really unique, and I really enjoy it. The next book that I have read is How I Live Now by Meg Rosoff. I recognized it as a good book. I did not enjoy it as much as I thought I would, and I did a review on it during like my first month of booktubing, and it was one of the first reviews I did, if not the first one, I don't remember. Basically, it follows the story of an American teenager named Daisy, and it chronicles her journey as she moves across country. She moves to England to live with her cousins. She moves to England during the time of a war, and it is a futuristic kind of dystopian. It was good. Like I said, not as enjoyable as I thought it would be, but still good, and I really want to see the movie. Now I'm going to be getting into the books that I haven't read. The first book that I have not read is called Geek Love, and it is by Katherine Dunn. I first heard about this book from Lena over at Just Kiss My Frog. She talked about this book as being one of her favorites of all time. So Geek Love follows a couple, and they are in the circus business, and their business is failing, so they turn to the extreme to make their business flourish. What they do is they create their own little freak show by injecting their children with radioactive substances and drugs and different things to make them freaks, basically. I've heard that it is one of the most disturbing and unsettling books that has ever been written. The next book on my list is World War Z by Max Brooks. This is the zombie book that the film with Brad Pitt was based on, which I have not actually seen, though I do want to see it. And I bought this during the promotional time for the movie. It was like $5 at Barnes & Noble's, and I was like, hey, why not? I'm not in any huge rush to read it. Maybe I will watch the movie first. A lot of the time I do the reverse. A lot of the time I like to watch the movie before I read the book, and it just makes me want to pick up the book more because it's like I want to find out more. I want to dive deeper into the story than what the movies can offer, because the movie just never offers as much as the book. The next book on my list is The End of Mr. Y by Scarlett Thomas. I have not read this book, but this cover is freaking fantastic. Just look at it. I first heard it mentioned on Astrid the Bookworm's channel. If you guys have read it, please let me know in the comments, because I think Astrid is the only person I've really heard who read this book. The next book on my list is Allegiant by Veronica Roth. I have not read this one. This is the third and final book in the Divergent trilogy. This book has gotten a lot of hate on BookTube, a lot of hate, and I can't lie, it kind of makes me not really want to pick it up so much, because I did enjoy Divergent, and everyone seems to just like hate the series once they read this one, so it makes me kind of nervous to read it, but at the same time I'm definitely going to, so I can just conclude the trilogy and know what's gonna happen and, you know, move on with my life. And the final unread orange book that I have is A Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin. I want to read this book so incredibly much. I just finished A Storm of Swords, and it was the best book in the Song of Ice and Fire series. It's not a trilogy, it's a series. And this season, this season of Game of Thrones is gonna be crazy. You thought last season was gonna be crazy? No. Read the last half of Storm of Swords if you want to be prepared for it. And holy crap, I'm ready for it, you know. My body is ready, but my heart, my soul, I don't know. All right, so, okay. What book do you want to read the most? I pretty much already answered this. The one that I want to read the most is A Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin. I have to know what happens in the series next. What is your favorite book out of all the books that you have read? While I really did enjoy all of the books that I mentioned, I'm gonna have to go with Perfume by Patrick Susskind. The next question is, what is your favorite book cover? Can you see this cover? Words, there's nothing more needs to be said. Next question is, what is your least favorite book cover? And for this, I have to go with How I Live Now. I just don't really particularly like this cover. While I do love Saoirse Ronan and she looks like a badass in that picture, it's not my favorite, so. The next question is, and I'm sorry for like reading it on my phone, but I haven't memorized them, so forgive me. What is a book you want to buy? Okay, I looked on my Amazon wish list earlier for this, and I found The Circle by Dave Eggers, and I will leave a picture. It is orange, it is beautiful, it looks amazing, and the story sounds amazing, and I just really want that one, so yeah. All right, and the ninth question is, what is something near you / on your bookshelf that is orange? Why, that would be my Sicilian orange candle from Bath & Body Works. Oh God, that's good. All right guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you again to Liz for tagging me. This was super fun, and I'm gonna go put my books back on my shelf now. It's the only bitch about a tag, that you have to put your books back on your bookshelf, but knowing me, I'll just leave them in piles on my floor. Bye!